Good evening and welcome back to Foundry, where it is time to push the button.
Great, now you might want to take a step back and look up. A real groundbreaker. This corporate command companion bureaucrat bot, C3BB for short, will help us with the administration of our factory. First, let's help him out of that drop pod by deconstructing and placing it in a safe location.
Okie dokie. Boom. Press F, deconstruct. And then we'll be here in our inventory. You can put it down anywhere. It doesn't have to actually be on powered floor.
Welcome to the ground C3BB. We have completed setting up our basic manufacturing infrastructure. What's the situation on the space station? It's about to break apart, you say? Spontaneous explosive disassembly. That's extremely troubling. What now? There's a working construction drone bay that we can use to repair the station? Perfect. Let's establish contact and repair the most critical parts. We need to research the space station terminal.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. However, there are some important things to know with BB. One, you can interact with him and he has quests for you. You can also randomly chat with him and he says, but nothing. But Carl answers in strange ways.
Indeed, I do wonder about the universe, but let's focus on not getting lost in it, shall we?
It's like he's speaking droid from Star Wars, I swear. You can also pet BB. He goes wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And you can, of course, draw BB and wiggle, 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 wiggle. Which is cool. However, we want to pick up these quests.
I agree. Preventing the space station from falling apart is our highest priority. Let's set up a connection and initiate emergency repairs. I'll guide you through the process.
Usually BB's quests are sort of pointers as in what to do next, and the one that Carl gives you, the actual tasks that are up here, are the actual story, but they're kind of tutorial system for it. So if BB has a quest, probably the thing you want to be doing, generally. So let's go and find where we left our research terminal, which is over here somewhere, isn't it? Here it is. Okay, and we want to research the space station terminal, which requires 3 science packs. We only have 2 in here. There might be a 3rd one in there already, so this might be done absolutely fine here. Let me sprint back on again. We also want to look at extending the base out and doing some things that we haven't done yet. So let's grab all the Techum and all the iron whilst we're waiting for this to happen. Yoink, yoink, there we go. I probably want to make some more flooring. Oh, let's put some stuff inside the burners as well, just to get those popped off, because every time we go past them, it's a good idea if you have biomass to just top them off, because you never know. You never know when they're going to run out on you, and you don't want to come back and go, I need some tech. No, I haven't got any.
Now that we have the blueprint, we need to build the terminal to finally get a connection to the station's command center. Once built, open the control menu and start the emergency repairs upgrade. Luckily, the station has a pretty big stock of construction materials, so we don't have to worry about that for a while.
Okay, so build the space station terminal. You can build multiple of these. They let you communicate with the space station, which is up there somewhere. There, it's all smashed apart and broken. We'll have a look in a moment. Okay, oop, and oop, I'll put it down there. Oop, and we can just hit connect with space station. And now we need to choose a name for our station. A name. I don't know if you can rename the station later. I'm not sure. But let's go with, I went with Hedgehog Incorporated in my last playthrough, so I don't know what to go with. Let's go with House of Hedgehog. Anyway, we'll be the purple House of Hedgehog. Go. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, this is our space station. It is, as you can see, a little bit broken. Little bit broken. It's a fixer-upper. It's a fixer-upper, but that's okay. That's okay. We have many buttons up here. So how much power is available? How many construction drones we currently have? The cargo bays. How many hangars we have for our spaceships? We currently have 1,500 construction materials stored in here somewhere, and we have 10,000 credits, which is awesome and wonderful and fantastic, you'd think. Except we're in debt by 5 million, so we need to pay that off. Every time we sell an item, we will get charged a tax on that item. So we lose 20% of the profits to the debt tax until we pay this off. When you pay the debt tax, it doesn't pay off the debt. You have to manually pay off the debt here. Also, you can only store 10,000 at a maximum. As soon as you start storing more than 10,000, you will start getting charged a storement. So you can store 10,000 here, and the rest of it goes into a bank. And instead of the bank paying you interest, you pay them interest. So yeah, basically you're renting somewhere to store the film. It's actual physical solid bars that you can use later to do things. But we want to go to station upgrades. We only have one available. You see it's highlighted in green here. Hull, and we'll go emergency repairs here. So, boom. And it's going to cost 400 materials, and it's going to take 16 minutes to complete. So, boom, there you go, and it will start.
Our construction drones on the space station are working on their first station upgrade. This will take a bit. Let's shift our focus back to the factory. You're right, C3BB. We need to automate research and unlock more technology before we can get serious on manufacturing our first product. If we unlock the assembler, we can use it to automatically craft all the items needed for research. Use belts and loaders to fully automate the process. And don't forget to automatically bring the science packs to the research server.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. So what else have we got here? We have storage, which tells us what we have. We can store 2,500 construction materials, and we have 10,000 bars in here. You can configure any of these, and you can say minimum to keep and maximum to ship to the station, that sort of thing. So you can say, hey, I only want to store 10,000 in the station at any point because that's all I can store there. Keep the rest on the ground if you're making it on the ground or whatever. Minimum would be, you know, if you're taking them off the station to use them, we want to keep some on the station as well. So you can do that for all the things in the configuration. More will end up in here as and when you unlock the ability to do that. We can't look at anything else right now. But, okay. Okay, so let's go back down here. Boom, boom, boom. It is nighttime. Whoa. We want to research the assembler 1, produce 20 science packs in the assembler, research basic infrastructure and the burner generator. Okay, so let's first and foremost, let's go with the assembler. Let's add that to the research thing. We need to research this, which means we're going to have to manually make some more packs. So, there are a few things as well we can do here. You can see, for instance, the space station terminal is using 50 kilowatts of power. When we're not talking to the space station, we can just turn this off, so we don't need it. If you really want to save power, it's a little bit, it's not dramatic, you know, but if you're not using it, might as well save a little bit of biomass. Why not? We also need to clear some trees out because we're going to need somewhere to build what we want to build, which is fine. I'm not too sure if I want to build on the ground and destroy the trees, or put platforms up in the air. We could also go out to one of these rivers and have a look, see whether any of these are quite large. They don't look very big, but we could build above the trees and build a floating place here, which I'm kind of tempted to do. Does mean we want to unlock ladders. That would be something that I really would like to unlock pretty quickly, because I'm going to fall down. The jetpack's a long way off. There's a jetpack, it's a long way off. The ladders are quite close, so we could research ladders and then put ladders in from the forest floor up to our platforms in the sky. And I don't think I'm going to be doing a main bus in this playthrough. I'm doing that on the live stream, so I'm doing a main bus. I think what I'm going to do instead is smelt items down to the Techum rods and the plates, and they will be transported to everywhere, and then each individual place will have all of its own internal materials. It will do all the things. So if we need to produce science packs, so we want to produce science packs, we will have machines in there that turn the iron plates, which will be smelted into them, turn the iron plates into machine parts, and then turn the machine parts with second rods into that. So it will do everything in situ. And the only things that will be on like a main bus, for instance, will be Techum, iron ferrite, and steel when we get it, because not iron ferrite, xenoferrite, and then steel when we get it as well, because that's also a smelting. So we'll have a smelting array somewhere up in the clouds as well. I think that's what we'll do. I don't want to destroy the trees. I want to leave the trees, and I just want to block the sun off above them. That's the idea. Maybe. Many floating platforms. Okay. So we have researched that. Let's. I do want to clear out some area here anyway. What? Oh yeah, this is where the thing crashed, wasn't it? So we could probably use this area here actually. Let's turn off auto climb. Let's have a look, see whether we could use this area here. I would like to connect the two platforms that we have together so they can share power, which is fairly easy. You just run a line along here between the two. They are not quite the same height, but that's okay. But okay, let's make some more platforms and put those down here. What we want to do is we want to make an assembler, research basic infrastructure and other bits and pieces. I think we're just going to do things a bit manually for the time being. We'll do things a bit manually. So let's connect that up to there. Oh, there you go. So you have... Oh, let's get rid of... Oh, okay, that wasn't what I expected. So let's build ourselves an assembler. And then we can assemble some... Let's see, we need machine parts. So let's build two assemblers. Build two of them. And we can put down and start some automation. We'll have to manually feed it to begin with. So we want to put down, say, here, that one. And you, you're going to be making machine parts. Machine parts requires xenoferrite plates. Okay, and then the next one is going to be here, and this one is going to be making the plates. So I need Techum and xenoferrite to come over here. So I'm going to manually do this for now. So I'm just going to dump in that there and tell you to make the machine parts. And then at the back we will have some form of automation. Let's make ourselves a couple more loaders. And we will have an output there. And an input there. We connect the two together via belts. There you go. Not quite sure what happened there. Boom, and then you'll output parts and go into this one here. And this one can also have the research stuff from us. There you go, and you'll start making parts based on that. Awesome. Now, really, we should run the belt over from the Techum as well. But I'd like to unlock a couple of other things before we get stuff going. So I'd like to unlock. So we want to unlock basic infrastructure. Which, if you zoom out here, you get the full tech tree on here. But if you click on one here, it takes it to you and shows you what it unlocks after it and what's before it and so on and so forth. So I want to unlock basic infrastructure. I'd like to unlock things like stairs and ladders, as well as the second load line, if we can, so that we can get some stuff going there. I also want to unlock... do we have... we do have the conveyor slopes as well. Okay, so yeah, so I want to unlock all that, and then we'll go up and we'll try and build a platform in the sky to see where we can go to. So let's wait for this to produce all of the science packs, and I will then go and manually put them into the science center, which is over the other side. And we will research the basic infrastructure we need, and then additionally ladders on top of that, so we can start building the base that I have in mind.
Danger averted. With the station secured, we can shift our focus back to the factory. Good job.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, Now, we have managed to research that and done the bits and pieces. We need to do the burner generator, but I'm trying to get stairs first. What else do you want, BB?
You're right. Collecting biomass by hand isn't future-proof. We should use ignium ore and the burner generator so that we can automate our energy production.
Yeah, which we can do. Which we can do. And we should do. And we absolutely should do. We will do. I know. A bit high in this, mind you, we're on a moon. We're on a moon. That's the thing. We're not on the planet Earth. We're on a moon. So having something that large in the sky probably isn't terrible. So, yeah. So I want to research stairs because we want to go up there. However, we have researched ladders. So let's make 20 ladders. Let's go up to the highest height. We can go fly kite and everything will be awesome. We can see how high we need to go to avoid these trees, because I'd like to leave the trees down there and kind of have a floating factory. If that, maybe I think 20 might actually not be enough. No. Oh wow, nowhere near. Okay, let's make make 50. Nope, that'd be 60. Make 60. Okay. And now the wonderful thing about this game is there is no falling damage. So you can just jump from whatever height you want to jump from and it's fine. There is, however, no crouch, which is strange. You can jump, but you can't crouch. So yeah, strange. Okay, press G to bring up the research. Let's research the ignium scanner because we need that. What I want to do is come up to the top here if I can. Do that and then go. No, it won't let me do it. Okay, I might have to go down to the ground again and then try and. Okay. Let's actually stand on top of it then, shall we? Would you struggle with the mission? Turn off sprint. That would probably help. Did not help. Up on top. There you go. Right. Okay. So now if I click and drag upwards, that's as far as I can see. Okay. Cool. So how tall? All these trees look as if they're roughly the same height, which is quite nice. So if I was to say go down the ladder, and again, the one thing is you go whatever direction you are pointing. So if I look down and press backwards, if I look down and press forward, it goes forward. If I look up and go forward, it goes forward. It's not down or up to do the thing. So I reckon these trees are about 170. We are at 170. Do you reckon the trees are about 170? I do. I reckon the trees are 170. I reckon we could do that. Obviously, if the ground changes up higher, they might be slightly higher or lower, so we might go into the trees slightly. Maybe we should go up a little bit higher than 170. What do we think? 175? I want to be like just on top of them. I think 170. Let's go to 170, shall we? So it's Doctor want to show that.
Ignium ore scanning. That'll come in handy. Ignium is an ore that is highly flammable and can be used for automated power generation. Research the burner generator to utilize it. Ignium is buried beneath the ground. Use the scanner and your drill to find it.
I have no shadow. I have no shadow. Yep, I have no shadow on the ladder. Strange. Very strange. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to put in these guys. Nope. I'll do it this side if I can. Got it. Let's just put the block at the top and pull around. There you go. Right, okay. Pull around the ladder and we'll reclimb the ladder. Do. Sprint up the ladder. And then finally we'll be able to actually climb up on top of the ladder. The problem is, because you have to look up, you can't see when you've actually hit the top of the ladder. So, and you can't look down and press backwards. Yes, you can. Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't realize you could look down and press backwards. Right, okay, that's not so bad. Problem is that then when you get to the top of the ladder, you're, there we go. There we go. We're up. Hurrah, hurrah, hooray, hurrah. Okay, so yeah, so this is where we're going to have our base. So let's, it's not going to be one giant solid platform. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing one giant solid platform. I'm going to do, like, we'll build a building. We'll put platform in. We'll put the building on top of it, and then we'll shrink the platform down and make it a building. So it'll be a building in the sky, and we'll figure that out that way there. Power will be sent into it somehow. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do power into it yet, but yeah, I think I want to live up here because then we can be just above the trees, which is quite nice. So yeah, up in the sky, and we'll leave the forest alone down there because there'll be a lot of chopping down stuff. We could always go over to like the mountains or something and dig into the mountains, but it takes a long time to drill, to dig into things. There's desert over here, which isn't so bad as well. There's mountains, mountains there, that's those ones. Mountains over there, which I can't see yet, but they are over there somewhere. So, okay, so let's search for ignium. So scan. Ignium ore is there, slightly under the ground. And we want to mine the ignium because ignium can be used in burner generators, which is what we need to do next. Let's research the burner generator. And instead of having to constantly manually feed biomass into them, the burner generators can use they can do biomass as well, but you can manually feed ignium into them or automatically feed ignium into them, which allows you to automate your mining process, which is very, very nice. Automate your power process as well, not just mining process. I don't know what I was saying there. So here is the thing. So we want to go down and we want to mine this ignium. So again, let's see. So this is roughly next to it, isn't it? So it's at height 125. So what I want to do is I want to dig down to 125. There's ignium. Cool. Boom. 125 is here. Awesome. I'm going to go down to 124 and put in a floor. So that's where we want the floor to be. So we want the miners to be on top of that, which puts the miners at 125, which is the dead center of this here. If we rescan this, boop, there it is. It is at height 125, 74 by 43 by 75. Your miners have a certain distance they can reach to mine. So if you put it in the center, they have a better chance of reaching the top and the bottom and over the other side, and it just gives you a greater chance of getting the whole ore. Some of them are too big to mine, so if you put them in the center, they may end up not able to mine the top of it because they can't reach the top of it and they can't reach the bottom of it, so you have to kind of come back and clear up what's left. They'll drill the center of it out and leave the top and bottom, and you'll have to just come back and just go in and clear up that. So that's just the way it is. So let's mine out some here. Okay. So how do we do this? Turn off sprint because I'm jumping around like a nutter all the time. Right, copy this. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I don't want to do 3, I want to do 4. See either side. because a miner, automatic miner, is 2x2. So boom and boom. There we go. So boom, and I've left the center gap just alone. So we're going to put 2 over there to mine 4 at a time. Now the miners are 2x2, so you need to do 2x2 flooring for powering them. You then need to do 1 more row for powering the loaders, and then 1 more row after that for the belts. So that's that for there. This will be the row for the loaders, and this will be the row for the belts. So you need to dig out a fair bit. It doesn't take a long time digging. The dig speed is quite nice, especially when you're in dirt. Stone's a little bit slower, obviously. But when you want to dig out massive areas, it can be a little bit time consuming. Definitely time consuming. So we dig out this row and this row here. Oh, I missed that one. We also need to bring power down here. Fortunately, this is where we're going to be mining ignium, so we can do power here quite easily. Oh, there you go. So that's the minimum size you need for miners. Now, we need to dig above our heads because it's a bit narrow, but you need to actually dig above your heads by 2 tiles, because when you put a belt in, you have to stand on the belt, which means you're going to be slightly higher. Not so bad in this situation because we'll be able to stand on top of it and it'll be fine. But if you ever want to do like a tunnel and you think, oh, I'll make it too tall, that's fine, I'll make the tunnel too tall. No, you have to make it 3 tall, because if you stand on the belt, you then can't fit in there. You are 2 meters tall. So I'm also going to mine out around the ignium a little bit. So the drones, just get rid of the dirt around it. Leave the ignium alone. The drones can then just get easy access to multiple places to mine. To get rid of all the dirt blocks around it. Like that, so they can just get in and I'll get that one there. That's no, that's ignium. It takes too long to break. So there you go. Boom. So now the drones will have a better place to do it. So let's make 4 mining drones. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a belt that goes this way, a belt that goes that way, then it's going to go that way and up and out that way. Now, which way is that? That's this way. Okay. So that's fine. We can do that. We can do that. Not a problem. Not a problem. So we want to drill out here and then drill a way up. We need to build some slopes as well. Move that down there. Move that to make some slopes. Water at it, and then we can drill up to that. The slopes are 2 by 2, so that'll be 1 slope up, and then you need to do 2 above it so that you can actually stand there and do it, which is annoying. Is very annoying. I'll tell you why it's annoying. Even though when you mine out forwards, if you stand up against a rock and mine out, you can mine 2 blocks. When you look up, you can mine 1 block. I cannot reach those blocks above me there. Can't reach them. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. I think they're taken from the center of the character, not from where the drill is pointed. So it's yeah. Right. So that we got by 2. Well, actually, no, we got by 1. Sorry. So we have to then go. Well, so I can mine 2 blocks that way, but I can't mine 2 blocks up, which is just weird. Okay. Let me do it again. So 1, 2, and 3. Just remembering you have to go forward 2 blocks every time. So there's that there, and then we go up, and then we go 1, 2, and so forth. And drilling out the roof to get back down again is always one that I mess up. So well, there you go. And we're back on the surface. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I keep losing track of time because I'm enjoying this game so much. But let's leave this one here. Let's come back next time. We shall set up the automated ignium mining and power generation and carry on from there. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you again next one. And until then, as always, have fun.